Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Welcome to yet another Lead Squared webinar. I am Saleha Mariam. I oversee product marketing at Lead Squared. Before we begin, I'd just like to reiterate the clauses of our agreement. You will be lending us 60 minutes of your precious time, and we will be lending you 6 amazing sales strategies tailor made for the lending space. That's the last time I say lending, I promise. On our panel today, we've got two phenomenal speakers, Lead Squared's BFSI expert, Kunal Golani, and our senior sales strategist, Rupesh Kumar Singh. With over 20 plus years of combined experience and a track record of breaking sales records, I'm leaving you in exceptionally safe hands today. Before I leave, though, I've got 2 pointers for you to ensure you get the best out of this session. So, number one, we'll be running a few polls during the webinar. We just want to know more about you, nothing sketchy. Please do engage with those polls. And second, most importantly, towards the bottom right of your screen, you'd see a chat tab and a questions tab. Any questions you have for our speakers, please put them in either one of those two tabs and we'll address them towards the end of the session. If you face any technical difficulties, any issues at all, don't worry. Put us a message in the chat tab and our team at the back end will sort it out. So I'll leave you with this. We are not insurance agents, but we've got you covered. Over to you, Kunal.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for this wonderful introduction. Hi, Rupesh, how are you doing?
Hi, Kunal. I'm good. What about you? Thank you, Slayer, for this great warm welcome. And yeah, Kunal, we can get started. Also, I would like to thank everyone who has joined this webinar. And if you're really excited for this webinar, and if definitely we're gonna take not more than 60 minutes of your life, but we will definitely add some value. So yeah, Kunal.
Sure. Perfect. So I think just to put some context of how we would want to take this discussion forward, is in the lending space we've come across multiple challenges that people face when they're handling sales teams in the lending ecosystem, whether it is a field team, whether it is a telecalling team, and just we want to sort of start this discussion by first bringing in what are the key high challenges that the sales teams usually face, right? And as you can see on screen, one of the biggest challenges that here the marketing team is doing amazing effort and bringing in a lot of leads, and that's when we see tremendous lead volumes coming in, but we don't know which leads are important for me. Should I
Right.
prioritize every lead that comes our way, or should I focus on certain leads that are going to be more important, right? So that is one of the challenges. The
Right.
second one being the lead distribution. Is my sales team equally getting these opportunities to close these sales? How do I identify that not only one team is getting majority of the chunk of the leads, but the other teams are not, right? So how do we ensure that we sort of cater to these problem statements at hand? Third, we've come across now, since we all live in an omni-channel world where
Right.
we are engaging with brands and companies in on WhatsApp, on email, on SMS. Then we have cold calling, whether it is outbound or inbound calls. How do we sort of go ahead and approach these channels, and how do if we effectively utilize these platforms to generate leads and close business in our favor, right? Fourth being prioritization of tasks, because multiple times you talk to people, a common challenge we face is that the customers are not providing us with the relevant documents, and hence there is rigorous and continuous follow-ups that is happening, that is taking up a lot of our time. So we would want to sort of pinpoint on how we can ensure that we prioritize tasks, and what can be left on technology to actually enhance and nurture and engage the customers to complete their respective activities that they want to do, right? Fourth is, the fifth one we would want to talk about is a seamless onboarding process, whether it is a tele-sales onboarding, whether it is a DIY onboarding journey. How do we sort of ensure that we cater to all of those challenges? And the last but not the least is, in all of this, how do we ensure that we maximize revenues, right? So with this 6 problem statements in hand, we would want to cater to and take you through the various strategies uh, from Lead Squared as to how we suggest would be the best way forward for you and your organization to move ahead. So I think with that being said, I think we'll cover our strategies one by one, and I think I'll let Rupesh take the stage from here on.
Thanks, Kunal. And basically, very well said that these are the six challenges we have prepared for the day. The first is lead prioritization. This is one of the most important element when it comes to sales. And basically, the reason being is when we talk about lending as an industry, most of the lenders are able to generate plenty of leads by different medium, by Google AdWords, by doing marketing on Facebook, WhatsApp, and one they are able to generate good amount of leads. But these leads, when they come into the funnel, it's very important to understand to segregate the leads and which lead to cater first, which lead to cater second. And for that, it's very important to use something called lead scoring. So basically, lead scoring is one mechanism. With the help of that, you are able to give a altogether different journey for different kinds of leads. And when I talk about lead scoring, basically these are in an easy word you can understand that giving points to each and every inquiries, the leads that are coming in. So when you give points on various interactions that are happening between your team, your website, your all the digital channels, and the lead on the other hand. So whenever he comes to your website, then you want to give some lead score. Whenever your call center team reaches out to them and they talk about the product that they are interested in, that is something we call it a lead score. So based on this lead score, what exactly you can do is it's not a buzzword, but definitely it's a game changer wherein you can create a altogether different kind of workflows, altogether different kind of journeys for different leads which are sitting at different score. And so that's pretty much about the lead score. And this lead score is calculated by the way and the number of times they are interacting with you, how many times they are visiting your website, how many times they are replying back to your WhatsApp message. And yeah, so it plays a very vital role to segregate the data very first because a lot of people end up uh, by not closing the deals just because they don't segregate the right set of inquiries. So that is pretty much about the first point. Kunal, would you like to add anything here from your POV?
Sure. And from my experience as well, what we've come across is that there are two ways we can identify lead scores, right? One is to identify whether the lead is a quality lead or not. Let's take an example of a customer who is looking out for a loan of, let's say, 30 lakh rupees for their home purpose or reconstruction purpose or anything, right? And we also have certain demographics of the individual that their income, monthly income is, let's say, 5 lakh rupees, right? Now this for us is a good lead to have because we know that somebody with that monthly income, we should ideally be able to lend 30 lakh rupees as loan in a safe and transparent manner, right? So these are the leads we would want to highlight in front of the sales users so that they can prioritize it. So that is just an experience that we had with one of our customers that I wanted to add over here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So basically, by using lead scoring as a mechanism, as a system in your company, we have seen good amount of success stories at Lead Squad where the companies are using the energy and the time with the right set of leads, which are important and which are more likely to close.
Sure. Perfect. The next thing that I would like to take this up is on how do we sort of identify and work on our pipeline, right? So one of the key metrics is to understand uh, from which sources we are getting quality leads. So let's say, for example, you're running campaigns on the Meta universe, which is Facebook, Instagram, Also, Google ads are happening at play. There are WhatsApp campaigns that are parallelly running, right? So leads are coming in from multiple different channels. How do we ensure that which leads are more qualified and more quality leads, right? So that in the next upcoming campaigns, we ensure that more marketing spends happen on these specific sources only, because we are seeing good traction and conversion from those sources, right? So through our platform, one, you're able to identify the original source of where the lead or the respective opportunity or application process is beginning from, and two, the salesperson also is able to align their work cycle in a way that, okay, if I've received this lead from, let's say, a Google ad, it is of high priority to me because the chances of closures of these leads and the urgency with which they come and search on Google for a loan is much higher as compared to, let's say, an Instagram where you're just surfing on the platform and you come across a product and you just simply just inquire about it, right? So these are certain analysis that Lead Squared helps with. Second is the automatic distribution of lead. Today, what we've seen is across multiple platforms, leads are getting manually assigned by team leaders today. I mean, and in that, what is happening, the bandwidth of the individuals is completely going for a toss. How can we utilize their time in a much better way? That is where Lead Squared comes in, where we do the lead routing and lead distribution automatically. Now, when we say automatically, does that mean that it will only be on round robin basis? No, that is not the solution. The solution is that whatever logic you feel is applicable for that specific lead or that application, Lead Squared can automate those logics in the process and give it to the relevant team. Let's say, for example, there is one lending company or a bank that offers multiple loans, right? There is a auto loan, there is a loan against property, there is personal loan, there is gold loan, right? We want that if Kunal is coming as an individual and applying for a gold loan, this lead should be distributed automatically to the gold loan team. And for other products as well, the same application should work. Secondly, since Kunal is, let's say, based out of Bangalore region, right? So we should ensure that this lead should go to the Bangalore team itself or the Bangalore branch of that respective lending company itself, so that they're able to address the concern of the individual better. Multiple times we've seen this scenario that there are leads which go to a call center which is in Bangalore, but the lead is of Mumbai, or the lead is of, let's say, North Delhi region or something. And there is a gap of understanding, because let's say an call center individual in Bangalore will just have, I mean, will just know English, but Hindi is the fluency of the customer, right? So to eliminate these kind of friction between the customer and the agent, we can do these automatic quality based or user specific based allocations as well on our platform. So that is something that I would want to highlight. And the last piece that I would want to sort of also talk about is the entire pipeline review, right? The ensure that the managers and the management is completely in alignment with at what stage the deal cycles are at, when is the closure expected, because there are quarter to quarter pressures that management constantly comes across and faces. They would want a system to where they have complete visibility of how many leads are coming in, at what stage they are at, what is the possibility and percentage of closure of these leads. All of these things can be mapped and reports can be automated to the management basis, their specific requirements as well. I think anything that Rupesh would want to add over here, I mean, more than happy to hear.
Yeah, Kunal, I believe you have covered most of it, but I would like to add two things. One is with respect to the first slide. Can you go back to the slide? And you talked about, I believe, lead source analysis, and which is something. It's a very crucial report, and because I have seen good amount of companies where sales team is using altogether different tool, and marketing team is using altogether a different tool, and there's a lot of gap between the teams. And this report shows and gives the edge, I believe, to marketing team, wherein they can define they can define where exactly they need to spend, because this report not only gives you idea about the number of leads you are generating from a particular source, but also it gives you idea about the conversion, that which particular lead source is giving you maximum conversion. So that helps in a way. And then I believe the second slide you have covered everything. So but I believe most of the companies use round and robin manner, and they don't go very deep at how exactly, with respect to language, with respect to city, with respect to product, the leads should be distributed. And this is what the winning companies do. That's what I feel. Yeah. So we can go to the third point, the third strategy that we want to share. And I believe the third strategy talks about more about the personalized sales approach. Kunal, I'm not able to see the screen. Yeah, now I can see your screen. Yeah. So basically, we will be talking about the third important strategy now. And this is something which is very relatable, because in a day when we wake up and we get a lot of calls, we get a lot of messages, and everybody is willing to sell something, but we respond to only few. The reason for that is we because we feel that this is something which is exactly uh, exactly matching to my requirements. So in today's world, and when we talk about lending as an industry, it's very competitive industry, and I feel that every lead should be treated differently, and every lead should be approached differently. So basically, we need to understand that which medium they like to communicate. That is a very important point. And apart from that, we need to use a system that allows us basically, or allows the company, or allows the agent to talk in that medium. So that basically that particular product should have this capability that it can send a WhatsApp, they can talk on WhatsApp, they can talk on email, they can talk on a call, and everything should happen from one single system. That gives an edge to the sales reps. That's what I feel. And yeah, so to give you a idea, the mantra that I always give to lending companies, that we should have the right with respect to a lead, we should have the right loan amount, with the right offer, the right basically the right customer at the right time. So if we can offer the right offer to a right customer at right time, then we are very likely to win that deal. So as you can see, the system that we are presenting you, this is a lead squad screen, and where Arun Kumar is one of the inquiries, one of the prospect who is looking for a loan. And with the help of data points, basically these data points can create definitely good amount of wealth. With the help of data points, we are able to understand that which product he is interested in, and we are also able to roll out the offer that definitely will come. We'll talk about in the coming slides. But this is something that, if let's suppose that I'm looking for a home loan and I go on a company's website and I just provide my basic details, my name, number, which company I work for, and my PAN card, and automatically offers would be rolled out in 30 minutes. It will give a very good impression if I talk to somebody and that company is taking a lot of amount of time. So this particular feature, wherein you have to go for a omni-channel approach, and you have to choose the right set of right medium of conversation. And second is, you should be able to roll out the offers instantly, the with the right system that you use. Yeah, so we can go on next slide. This is something where we can offer the loan, we can provide a offer on the go. And when I talk about personalization, there is two things I would like to talk about. We only talk about the customer personalization, but we should also take care about the people in our company who are at customer facing role. Primarily, these are marketing people, these are sales people. So they should also have a system which allows them to talk in a much better way, which allows them to give an insight. So this is one screen that you can have you are seeing as of now. This is the mobile app view that we have. With the help of mobile app view, if you are doing any kind of BTL activity, if or any kind of document collection thing that is happening on the feed, then the system gives you the idea that where you have to go first, where you have to go second, and so on. You're also able to capture the location and time, and at the same time, we can also give a view to the call center team, the team which is sitting which is sitting and doing calls and creating funnel for the company. Again, you should have a different strategy for outbound and inbound uh, uh, calls, but the system should allow that in one single screen, I'm able to see what are my new leads, what are my fresh leads, what are my follow-up leads. And within a click, I can reach out to the prospect and I can dispose the call by being by talking to that customer. So this is something that I wanted to talk about. And smart views basically gives you an edge. It's a working bench at Lead Square. And with the help of smart views, you are able to configure, you are able to define the complete view the way you want. So if you can tell me the top five most important thing the people who are in the call center in your company they do, based on that we can configure it. If you can tell me what is the medium that you want to connect with the customer, based on that we can connect it. So this is completely configurable, and Smart Views allows you to use one single screen for everything. Either you are talking to a new customer, or you are taking a follow-up, or you are collecting the document. So that's pretty much about personalization. So again, to conclude, you have to personalize customers from customer side of view. Definitely, you have to personalize. At the same time, you have to personalize things from the sales point of view. So it always give a edge. And there is something called CASA. And this is also I wanted to talk about. CASA is altogether different uh, add-on that we have bought in our mobile app, wherein you can customize the complete screen. So, for example, you are doing a BTL activity, and in that BTL activity, you want to create a banner that shows you either somebody is looking for a personal loan or somebody is looking for a motor loan, home loan. So we can create that kind of view. The moment anybody clicks on that particular image, automatically form can pop up. On that form, they can provide the details. Automatically, you can also choose which medium they want to talk. So let's suppose they are good to go with WhatsApp as a conversation medium. Then automatically a message can go that thank you for submitting your details. Our team will connect back to you shortly, and then then automatically the the way you have defined the workflow, a task can be created for the call center team, and then the call center team can reach out. So basically, using the right technology and using easy to use CRMs can definitely improve the overall game of personalization. Kunal, anything you want to add from your experience?
Right. So, just wanted to add a couple of things over here as well. So, we've seen that in multiple small finance bank companies, right? We've come across this as a use case where they are usually going to tier two, tier three organize, sectors of the society, and seeking loan opportunities over there, right? Now, when we travel over there, what happens is there will be a customer who will come and say that tell me what is the EMI that I will have to pay for X amount, right? So, how do we empower our field agents to be able to answer them in a quick and easy manner? So, what CASA does is that we can actually embed a EMI calculator right over here. Right now, in this EMI calculator, they will be immediately able to just type in quickly the duration, the amount that they require, and the calculator will showcase that X is the EMI amount that an individual will have to pay. That is one. Second is because we have a large field sales team, right? There is constant learning and knowledge sharing that has to happen. Now, when we say that, what it means is in the banner, we can actually embed the knowledge management platform that the company is using as well. So, let's say I am on the go, I am traveling and going to a customer, but I want to learn something more about the product. How do I do that? I can automatically do that through by just embedding the knowledge management, clicking on it, and I will have the required details of the product. And if I want to share those details to, let's say, the customer's WhatsApp number, I can immediately go ahead and do that as well, right? And
Yes.
the other piece that I wanted to talk about was when we talk about the customer, the user or the agent's day planning. The day planning can actually happen where the field agent is planning their day that, okay, fine, I have 5 meetings. A, B, C, D, E are the locations that I need to go to. The mobile app of Lead Squared will be able to track and tell you that this is the distance that you have traveled from A to B to C to D, and ultimately a report gets generated which gives you location insights of every field agent. This
Right.
not only helps from a tracking mechanism but also helps in the expense management piece that companies which have a field team do require. So these are few things that I just wanted to add on to what Rupesh has mentioned.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So basically, primarily in B2B lending, this mobile app plays a very vital role where by using day planner and by using the distance travel report, you are able to definitely get the reports, but the agent is getting the complete day planned and where they have to do the first meeting, second meeting, and so on. So it goes on your autopilot, definitely. Yeah,
Correct.
over to you.
Sure. So I think what I would like to sort of highlight is on the entire communication strategies that companies are using to get the customer onboarded. Right now, let's look at one way wherein there is a website or a portal where a customer is by themselves applying for the loan without any assistance from the sales team. This is what we call it a DIY journey or do it yourself journey. Through Lead Squared, we can build it through a capability of ours, which we call it as portal. What it basically means in a nutshell is that there is a login ID and password that would be given to an individual when they create an account. Once they log in, they need to update the relevant information that they want. Now, this is phone, a basic demographic information like their name, age, gender, location, or their address, email ID, phone number, etc. Now, how do we identify whether this is a valid or a genuine customer or not, right? So for that, what we do is there is something called as phone number validation, wherein you put your number, automatically there is an OTP that comes in where your number gets validated. That's it. That is step one. Then we move on to step two to identify what is the loan amount that they require and for what purpose do they require the loan for. Once we've identified that, the entire document collection, wherein we say that, okay, fine, why don't you upload your own selfie? So that can be done over here as well. Second, we say that upload your PAN and Aadhaar card photo, front and back. So all of that gets done from the portal. From the PAN and Aadhaar card through OCR technology, we capture those details, the PAN details, and integrate with systems where the validations of the PAN can happen on real-time basis. So your PAN and Aadhaar gets validated, then we take a customer consent because as per RBI guidelines, we cannot do a CIBIL pull without customer consent. So we do take a customer consent, and if they approve of it, we extract their CIBIL, and basis the CIBIL, we can give a soft offer generation, which becomes a good hook that the customer will not fish for other companies for their loan. they will be stuck to our company because they know ki I am getting this much amount of loan from this organization at least. So this is how the entire DIY journey works. In this DIY journey, if the a customer drops off or doesn't respond, right? In that scenario, this data moves into the lead squared CRM, and automatically a telecaller gets allocated, and they immediately call the customer saying that, hey, you were trying to apply for a loan. Are you facing any challenges? Can I help you with it? And they can do and complete the assisted journey for the customer. So that's how we are able to close this deal at the time of inception itself. So this is the best form of getting our communication fast and straightforward on a near real time basis. So this is from our customer onboarding journey. We do have a WhatsApp based onboarding journey as well, which we built through our lending bot. I
Getting a loan
would
today
take
is
some time
often a
for the
complex
team
process,
to look
requiring
at the
customers to navigate. Getting a loan today is often a complex process, requiring customers to navigate multiple channels in search of solutions to their queries. For instance, a few customers may not be tech savvy enough to access loan offers on websites or apps. Enable a seamless borrower journey right from document collection. Our configurable bot builder allows you to create a seamless onboarding journey on WhatsApp tailored to specific business requirements. Instantly collect and verify documents on WhatsApp with regex validation via verified sources like NSDL and UIDAI, ensuring accuracy. Automatically fetch and pre-fill customer data into a loan application form on LeadSquared. Streamline processes by automatically pre-filling data using OCR technology from KYC, ITR and Form 16 documents on LeadSquared. Plug drop-offs by alerting customers with inbuilt drop-off management. Generate instant, personalized offers for your customers via any business rule engine.
Right. So if you could see what we are basically trying to do throughout this process is that through our lending bot, we are engaging with the customer across all channels, right? So let's say if, for example, there is a lead that is coming in from our portal, and if they are not getting converted there, we can nudge them and nurture them on WhatsApp through our bot. If the bot does not work, we can go to the telecaller, and the telecaller calls them up and ensure that we close the customer. In case we do not want to go ahead with a telecalling or a bot approach, we have a live agent chat approach as well, which we call it as Converse. I think that will be available in the next slide. So this Converse is a live agent ecosystem that we built within the Lead Squared platform. So a salesperson or a sales agent will have complete visibility of what activities this customer has done in the past, where is the issue and where they have dropped off, what is the WhatsApp bot conversation that has happened. So a transcript of that is also shown to the customer, and then shown to the user, sorry. And then uh, all of this information further assists the sales team to then go ahead and close the customer in our favor. So that is what we want to sort of cover when we say omni-channel effective communication. We do not want to go ahead and tell the customer that, hey, we don't know what is your background history, so why don't you explain it to me from the start. Every customer would want to know that their information should ideally be available for them, and they should just pick it up from where the drop off has happened. So that is what we intend to cover in our solutions that we've done with multiple NBFCs, and we suggest that this is one of the key elements to sort of get to closure of your sales faster. Rupesh, anything that you would like to add over here?
Yeah, Kunal, I believe nowadays everybody and most of us, not everybody, most of us prefer uh, having any kind of communication on WhatsApp. And with the help of WhatsApp bot, as you have shown the video, if we can get the loan offer initial loan offer instantly, that is great. And any point of time, if I want to chat to a live agent, this is something which happens on very high-end kind of applications in today's world. To give you an example, just like Zomato, any point of time, if I have to talk to a bot, and then when when I want uh, my chat or whatever the things that I need, I didn't got that information, then I can chat to a live agent. So this particular feature I have also seen across the industries. This is something that everybody is liking it. That yes, we have a bot, and after that bot, we do have a option with the help of Converse, one single interface for chatting with the customer on WhatsApp. This is something which is very appealing in today's market. That's definitely I have seen in my 5-year career in sales in Lead Squad.
Right. True.
So now I would like to cover the fifth strategy, and this is very good strategy, and I feel let me give you a perspective. Imagine a lending ecosystem where every click, every interaction, it is not just a data point, but a window of unique preference and behavior for individual customer. Through this defined algorithm, through the defined workflow, we can transform the data of wealth to a actionable insight. And this is very important when you want to sell the right product to a right customer. For each and every customer that we have, we create a unique customer 360-degree profile. We have his pay card, name, number, email ID, and all these details. And we have this activity history page. So we are capturing all the interaction happening, either manual or automatic. All the interaction that are happening, we are capturing it. And based on this inquiry, on real time basis, what we can do is we can create a messaging journey, any kind of medium you can choose, and this real time journey can be created with the help of workflows that we have. Now consider a scenario. Let's assume a scenario where a borrower is looking for a let's assume a motor loan or a personal loan, and through our intelligent system, the system gives you a signal, and that signal goes to the call center team. The same signal goes to a marketing team. Now the marketing team is triggering the right set of marketing collateral for that particular borrower. At the same time, if they need an assisted journey, then the call center team is calling and helping that particular lead. This is what I was talking when I started this conversation, that right product at right time, then we are going to close more deals. So this particular thing allows you to segregate each and every customer, to value each and every customer, and to each and every customer that you have, you create a profile and then you deal with them differently. So this is what I wanted to add. Kunal, do you want to add anything here with the help of how exactly with the help of Marketing Cloud we are able to get that which page they were, how much time they spent, and based on that we are rolling out initial offer, or we are triggering a automated message, or we are creating a task for the call center team. So basically, this increases the cross sell and upsell funnel for the entire company. You want to add anything here from your POV?
Right. So, from my experience, I think what we've actually come across, I think you very rightly pointed out, Rupesh, was that cross sell becomes a key element in the entire sales journey of the loan application process, right? Where in the middle, we can go ahead and ask the customer that, hey, would you want an insurance that can sort of insure the loan that you're taking, right? In this case, what happens is, um, if there is an insurance on the loan, the bank or the NBFC has guarantee that there is insurance on the loan. So even if there is any delinquency or any repayment that does not happen, there is insurance that will cover it up. Now that information, if we are able to convey to the customer, and we can say that, hey, if you buy insurance from us, we are able to give you a 0.25% percentage point reduction in the interest rate that we are providing you. Would you be keen to go ahead and take it? So,
Yeah.
in a nutshell, what happens is they are going ahead with the loan, they are getting a discount on the loan, but at the same time, an insurance product is also what they are purchasing. this is a definite win-win situation for the company as well as the customer, because customer is getting a discount, company is getting the loan application, company is insuring their loan as well. So in both these things, there is a perfect handshake that is happening. The
Right.
customer feels more confident that they should definitely go ahead with this company for their loan as well, because they are looking at the larger picture and not just selling loans. So that is what we are able to do this. And how do we do this is by just adding one element into our mobile application through which an entire insurance product can be sold, right? And an insurance offer can be created and showcased to the customer. So I think this element works, and in all my experience with lending companies, we've not come across many NBFCs that adopt this strategy, but the few that are doing this are super happy, and they want to add other elements into their application journey as well.
Right.
So to talk about the final bit, right? We've spoken about 5 strategies as it is now. A lot about how customer experiences. Some talk about effective communication and omni-channel communication. Some talk about pipeline reviews, and so these are certain things that we are doing, and we just spoke about how we can do better. But when we talk about continuous improvement, right? How do we ensure that we are able to provide an experience to the sales user in a gamified way? So something like, let's, in today's scenario, how the process works is, if you do X, if you do X rupees of disbursement, you will get this much incentive. If you do X amount of applications, this is the incentive that you will get. It is a very rudimentary and old way of how sales performance and incentive and engagement with the sales users happen. What we've actually done through our ACE is we've gamified the entire picture. What we've done is we've actually gone ahead and said that, hey, all your financial goals, like the loan disbursement that you've done, the number of loan applications that you've got, we will track that on a day-to-day basis, and we will showcase that to you in front of you on your mobile app itself. So if you can see your screen, you'll be able to see that you know what is the target that you have, you know how much target percentage you've achieved, you also know how many days are remaining for you to achieve those targets, and below that you will also have certain tips on how you can do these things better. So that is how our sort of ACE module helps with. Second is, the manager also has a view completely for their team. So if we can just proceed to the next slide. It basically gives you if it basically gives you a complete amalgamation of a lot of key metrics that the manager is looking at, right? Whether it is loan disbursement in banks, there is account opening, there is fixed deposit. In multiple scenarios, we want to track multiple metrics. This is how a manager is able to track it. They're able to adjust and cross verify whether which individual is overperforming, which individual needs some assistance. That is where the focus of the manager can go towards, and they can sort of assist the low performing individuals and help them how they can sort of achieve better. There can be teams that can collaborate and talk about, like a high performer can speak to somebody who's performing lower, and they can act as mentors within the organization. And all of this is possible only if there is some data which is readily available in front of us, right? So that's how we sort of achieve this. And then at a management level, there is a larger leaderboard which has everybody's eyeballs and everybody's visibility, right? So at the end of it, the agent wants to know where do they stand among the 100, 200, or whichever strength of the team, where do they stand in terms of performance, right? This gives them a complete gamified motion, gamified view, the incentive, how they can achieve, let's say, X number of incentive more from what they are currently doing. All of this is available on their mobile app, and for management, they can see the performance right from here. And there are batches, and gold star, platinum stars that can be given to, let's say, DSAs as well over here. So this is with regards to our entire sales performance suite. And what we would like to cover is reporting, right? So one of our key elements over here is that there is constant need of new reports that the management requires, right? Business processes change. There are certain data points that the management want to see. So how do we ensure that we go ahead and get those reports, right? So in a simple way to put this is, one is, okay, there is a coding mechanism where we manually code every report that we want, and that is the report that we will showcase to the management. But that is a long and a cumbersome process, right? A management can come back, say, on a Friday saying that A, B, C, D are the metrics that I want to see in a report. Monday go, let's do the meeting. Now, this is where the person gets confused that how do I generate this report? The good part is a system like Lead Squared has all the data that is available, whether it is a field person data, whether it is agent level data, whether it is product wise segregation data, whether it is source wise allocation of data, how is the disbursement done, what is the pipeline. All we need to do through our Sierra is just drag and drop the various elements that we want and create a report out of it. And then we save this report with certain filter elements, that where we can tweak the date ranges. We want to see quarter report, then we want to see compare this quarter to the previous quarter. All of that visibility is available through Sierra as our product, and it basically is just a simple drag and drop of fields that are created on Lead Squared, through which you can create multiple different products, multiple different reports for different teams, whether it is a marketing team report, whether it is a telecalling report, whether it is a DSA team report, right? So all of that gets covered through here. And I think the slides that you essentially are seeing are the various reports that have been built through our Sierra as the product. And the engagement of the report and the viewability of the report is what sort of makes it really interesting for the entire management to hover over and understand the various data points and analytics that will help them in easier decision making. So I think with that being said, I would like to conclude the sixth point. Rupesh, if there's anything that you would like to sort of add on that.
Yeah, surely, Kunal. So, Kunal, basically, one thing that I want to add is throughout my journey, I have onboarded good amount of customers, and the Lead Squad Ace, which you talked about. Lead Squad Ace is one of the product that I personally like very much because I tell you one story. Let's assume all of us who are on this call that you are playing a dart game. And if you are playing a dart game, I'll give you 5 chances. What are the chances that you will hit the dart exactly at the center of your target? Might be one, or might be zero, or might be 5 out of 5. Let's assume that I'm giving you 10 chances, and then you hit the dart. Might be 10 out of 10. Somebody will say 2, 3, 4. But how can you hit a target which is not there? So it is this Lead Squad Ace allows you to set a goal with respect to different KPIs for each and every agent. So you can have a target with respect to KPI 1, KPI 2, KPI 3, and you are able to evaluate the performance, that how much of that has been achieved. This is something which which is an eye opener for all the companies who just give a target on an email or an Excel sheet, but or on a piece of paper. But you need to have the target in front of him. And the second most important element in ACE is leadership board. So not, I believe after money, the most important motivation for anybody is recognition. If you want to recognize your performers, you just show them on leadership board. Yes, that Kunal is the top performing guy in our company, and he is from constantly from 4 weeks, he's on the top of the chart. So these two things, I believe the lead squad performance suit is something which will help any company who wants to effectively increase the conversion rate and drive the sales in a much better way. And then you have covered, I believe, Kunal, everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rupesh and Kunal. You've put it in a very eloquent way. So let's just take a few questions that we have from the audience.
Sure.
So one question we got was, can you give us some good tips for pipeline expansion and lead qualification?
Sure. So I'll just start off and then Rupesh, you can add on. For pipeline expansion is more of a lead generation activity. So when we look at it, we initially spoke about the lead sourcing as a key report, right? So one is we need to identify which source is giving us good quality leads, and how do we channelize our energy and resources to further extract more out of those channels. So that is one. One way, if I have to just take an example, I have come across WhatsApp being an outstanding method to expand your pipeline at the earliest. Let's say if you're into, let's say, a small finance bank, or into affordable housing, or into small ticket size personal loans, right? There is always people who go to their local shops, and when you go to local shops, you'll see somewhere in the corner there'll be a QR code saying that, hey, do you want like a 50,000 rupee loan? Scan this QR code. Now, essentially, what happens from this QR code is it takes them to the company WhatsApp channel. And if you just say hi, it's the bot that will ask you further questions and assess whether you can take the loan. If yes, it gets directed to, let's say, a live agent or a telecalling channel, which we spoke about earlier, right? So this is one quick and easy way to scan a QR code and get a lead instantly. And through WhatsApp, and when the customer says hi, we automatically, we may not have their contact information. I mean, we may not have their contact name, but we will definitely have their contact number through WhatsApp. And that is where our engagement can begin, and we can look at efficient ways to close this deal further, right? So that is one crucial way in which I think companies are moving towards. Anything else that Rupesh you would want to add?
So I believe who has asked this question? Can I get the name, Sneha?
Oh, this is one of the questions we gotten from our landing page.
Okay, got it. So the first advice I will give you is to buy a Lead Squad subscription. So basically, if you want to, we talked about that strategy wherein you can do the lead scoring. By that, you can definitely maintain the quality of the lead. And if you want to expand the pipeline, this is something which is, if you want to have digital leads, then definitely there are a lot of mediums you can spend a lot of money and then you can generate lead. But apart from that, I feel if you are setting up a outbound team to generate leads, then again you should have the right set of data and you should have the right set of pitch. If you can use a system, so I'll give you one example. So one of our customer uses Lead Squad, and whenever what they do is whenever a agent is calling. So it's a click to call. You click on that number, call will get started. Pitch comes at front of him. And by looking at that pitch, for example, he says, "Yeah, I'm interested in personal loan." Then right away he can check it out that what kind of pitch that can be used. So there are a lot of things you can do when you use the right system. and you use a right strategy, then there are a lot of other ways apart from digital leads. You can do partnership with different kinds of applications where you can showcase your ad. So by doing a channel partnership or something like that. But eventually, you need a system. That system should tell you that which lead system should give a priority that which lead to call first, and system should give you which lead is a quality lead, and system should be able to use for click to calls and for any kind of strategy that you have in your mind, and that any flow that you think that this is what the flow that I want for my team, this is completely configurable in Deed Square.
Very well said, guys. Because no matter how much money you're putting in, if you're shooting in the dark, the odds of success are not in your favor. So
Correct.
I'll just quickly give you the next question. Okay, this is a very good one. When you're approaching a new client, how do you know which is the right time and the right loan product to pitch to them? Simple, but important.
Correct. No, absolutely, absolutely good question. Uh, One is that if we're able to identify uh, right at the beginning at what loan product that they're seeking for, something like let's say their landing page has one field that says, okay, I want your name, email ID, contact number, but also tell me which loan product you're interested in. It should be ideally there in the landing page itself so that I know that when I call the customer, I should talk not about ki, hey Saleh, do you want a loan? But I should talk, hey, we got your inquiry for auto loan, for example, right? That in itself becomes a much, I would say, specific pitch that I would do rather than a whole generic pitch. So if the ideal scenario is that we should identify the product at an early stage. So we look at changing our landing pages accordingly. We look at changing our chat bot accordingly, where in the bot itself we have, hey, what product you're looking for, and give four options, right? And they select they select one of it, right? So we identify the product at that stage. Second is, in today's day and age, there are uh, individuals that look for loans across multiple because they want the cheapest loan, right? So what they will do is, if Kunal is searching for an auto loan, the general behavior is I will search good interest rate auto loan on Google. It will give me 5 6 different sort of companies. I will click on all of these landing pages and all of these websites, put my name and number over there. Right now, it is up to the uh, company as to how fast they react and reach out to this customer. So there are six companies which are competing for that one business. That's the analogy that I would take. The one that reaches out earlier, the one that gives the offer earlier, the one that is able to, in a very convenient way, say that, why don't you share your documents? I mean, let's just take one example off the dark, right? I have one company that calls me saying that, hey, I think Kunal, you inquired for an auto loan. What I will do is I will have one person come to your house and we will collect physical documents. Whereas another person calls me up and says, hey, I'm sharing a link with you. You can upload the documents. Or, hey, I'm just sharing a WhatsApp. Why don't you send all your documents to me? And they send the documents. Which is the more convenient option that a customer would choose, right? That is something that needs to be identified. For a tier 1 city, they would be more convenient with the WhatsApp sending messages. There is higher trust and adoption of technology is higher. But in tier 2, tier 3, the strategy that they use for collection of documents would be very different. So we need to understand which market we are catering to, and that is how we need to personalize and plan our entire strategy of the customer journeys. So that is would be my take on this.
Yeah, rightly said, Kunal. And basically, I feel this is something where you have to create the right strategy, which means when you are outreaching to a customer, right? So basically there should be some set of questions that you want. We hesitate to ask, I believe, but we should ask. For example, if I am reaching out to customer, I should ask that which is the right medium to connect with you again. This is one question I can ask. I can definitely ask basically when you need this loan, right? What is the timeline that you're looking at, right? So basically, using the right set of questions will always qualify a lead. And if you look at the lead squad thing, whenever a task is getting created on top of a lead, for example, a call task, then the moment you complete that task, a form will pop up. In that form, you can set that question that these are the questions I want, that what is the right time he's going to buy a product, 45 days or 90 days or after 90 days. And based on that, again, you can create a marketing cadence for that. And which medium he would like to, which medium he would like to prefer to talk from now. So I think we should have the right set of questions. And when we are going for any call, when I'm going to outreach, I am using my energy, I'm using my time, so I should get these answers, and these answers will give a very great insights to the company. So now they don't have leads, they have leads, and they also have info where they know that how many people are going to close in 45 days ASAP, in 7 days. And based on that, they can create a different journey altogether. They can push that leads. They also have info that which loan they are interested in. So whatever the information that you want, we should ask. In sales, we should not hesitate. We should ask.
Right. Very rightly said, guys. So one thing, right, as Rupesh pointed out, that once you know that your client prefers this platform or that platform, your system needs to enable you to communicate with that client on that preferred platform. So if your system does not support the integration with WhatsApp, if your system does not allow you to contact them on socials and all of that, then you are at a disadvantage there.
Correct.
So one or two sales reps can do it, but you can't have that as a uniform process for everyone, right? So having the right tool at your disposal before you ask these questions is also really important. So got another question.
Okay, so yeah, this is your question or this is your perspective?
This is my perspective. The
Okay.
question I shared.
If it's a question, then I will say then switch to lead squad. Yeah, we can go ahead to the next question.
This is a good one. What is the most effective way to boost Salesforce effectiveness or SFE? We did cover this in our mobile CRM sector section.
Right. To boost, can you come again to boost?
Salesforce effectiveness.
Okay. So I would, as I have told that basically if you want to boost the sales engine in your company, then definitely the sales performance suite, which Kunal talked about, where you can set target, where you can recognize people who are performing good in leadership board, and also you are rolling out incentives on based on which kind of product you want to sell. So I believe this particular piece can definitely boost the sales engine. And being in sales from last 10 years, I have seen that. I have felt that whenever any kind of incentive scheme, I used to double down my efforts. Whenever any kind of recognition I'm getting in front of the entire company, I used to do double down my efforts. So if you want to double down the efforts, then you need to provide the pace that we have. Kunal, what's your point on that?
No, I totally sort of concur to your thought here. I mean, there is definitely, when you say incentive, there is definitely the monetary aspect which any sales individual would relate to, and that would give them a motivation to sort of work harder. But in addition to that, what I would also like to say is that when you want your sales field team is essentially a team which is at the front end fighting the war for you, right? And when you say fighting the war for you, you need to give them the right ammunition. The person or the customer in front may have like an AK-47 and your salesperson cannot have a knife, right? So they should have the right ammunition. So when we speak about, our casa as a product, something like a person will start shooting questions like, hey, what is the EMI that I'm going to, that I will have to pay? What is it that this product helps me? Why is this product better? So something like having an EMI calculator handy, having a offer that is generated to the customer on a live and an immediate basis is handy. Additionally, I want to learn more about new products that are coming in. So something like a knowledge base, I need to have it on my mobile app. So these are certain tools that will further empower and educate your field force team to perform better at their jobs and be more effective. So that is on one side. The other side is, we all want to know whether the salesperson on ground is actually doing their job correctly or not, right? So we spoke about something like a day planner. A day planner tells you that, hey, these are the 5 meetings that I'm going to attend today. If these 5 meetings is something that my manager also has a visibility on, I have to complete those meetings in a timely manner. That is one. Second is, I should not just be completing a task just for my CRM or just to showcase my manager. I need to actually do it. So a mechanism that we always suggest to our team is, this could be considered as something where we are micromanaging, but these are teams to team perspective whether they want to use it. It's something called a geofencing, where let's say I have the location of the task that I have to perform. If I am not within a particular radius of the task, I will not be able to complete that activity or task at hand as well. Now, this becomes a complete locked ecosystem where they will not be able to complete fake tasks or fake activities just to please the manager with the number of activities they're doing. The end goal is to get business. If the business is not getting achieved, that is when your second, which is non-monetary goals, come in. Ki kitne meetings kiye, how many calls did you do, how many meetings did you do, right? So we don't want these to be faked by our salespeople. So I think a combination of improving productivity and management. Second is the entire availability of right tools to be given and training. And third is the incentive, which Rupesh spoke about. Is. So I think a combination of these three is what will help the entire sales force effectiveness as well.
Very rightly said. And if you look at it from the sales agent's perspective as well, on their mobile app, you can send them automated beat plans, right from the number of meetings scheduled, the goals for the day, the best travel route. You can automate all of that.
Correct.
You can give them meeting recommendations as well. If there's a lead nearby, you can let them know on the app.
Absolutely.
And in this day and age, you don't want your agents to, sit down, take notes, record those calls and all. The app will do that for them. So you've
Absolutely.
taken that also off their plate. So the only thing that they really need to do is what they're best at. That is. So I've got
Very
one last question. It's quite a different one. What is the most crucial digital transformation key when your clients are largely semi-literate and cyber shy?
So, the way I would want to take this is that, ensure that when we say customers are cyber shy, we can understand that and we can uh, keep our communication done in a local language, which gives them the confidence. This is something that we've seen, that the language becomes a key comfort factor for a customer as well. I mean, we've come across scenarios where, when let's say we speak to individuals in their local language, there is some sort of connect that we are already forming with that specific customer. So what I would suggest is that if you are prioritizing and focusing on a market that sort of utilizes a certain language, build your chatbots, build your communication in those languages itself. Use Lead Squared's language, because we have multilingual languages in our mobile application. So we would suggest that we provide those languages to the field force team as well, so that when they are asking questions, the kind of questions and the way they are asking it is also in their specific language. It's about comforting the customer in as many ways as possible. Second, never enforce digitization to a audience that is not prone to it. You can There's a process of educating, adapting, and then being completely, free flowing in the tech that they're using. So if you understood that they're in the educating phase, use limited digitization over there, but gradually every quarter add one or two features, right? So that your digitization is seamless. Your digitization doesn't impact business to a large extent, but at the same time, it is a 1.5 year, 2 year project that you've taken, where your complete digitization journey would be done, right? So that is the approach that I would suggest anybody to take. I mean, Rupesh can definitely add more to that.
Yeah, I feel any company should prepare altogether different kind of funnel, and this can be a different funnel altogether where the conversation is happening either on a call or on a face-to-face meeting. And again, these conversations also can be tracked in a lead squad. So if an agent who is on the field and going and meeting them, or he's talking in a local language on a IVR, then again these all things also can be captured. And I feel that we should have different funnel and for different kind of prospects that we have, and based on the behavior and the preferences that the customer have. If the customer is not willing to chat on WhatsApp, then there is no point in chatting him on WhatsApp. You should go directly and meet them. So definitely, it's a company goal, but with respect to lead squad capability, yeah, these meetings, face-to-face meetings or calls can be captured, and it can move into your funnel towards closer.
Okay, that's all our questions. If you have any other questions, everyone, let us know in the chat. We'll get back to you and we share the recording. And yes, we'll definitely share the recording. Those are most of the questions. So I'd like to thank you, audience, for joining us in this wonderful session. And thanks a lot, Kunal and Rupesh, for the amazing insights that you shared with us today. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.